The Aristegui Noticias investigative team challenges power as it exposes corruption within Mexico's government. The team's biggest impact came with its investigation into a luxurious presidential home known as Casa Blanca, or White House. Mexico's First Lady, Angelica Rivera, showed off the $7 million mansion in a magazine. Journalist Rafael Cabrera was instantly intrigued.
I started making information requests where I could find out where this house was located, and the intention was to find out whose house is this.
What Cabrera and the rest of the Aristegui team found out, a government contractor known as Grupo IGA actually owned the mansion. Grupo IGA's relationship with President Enrique Peña Nieto goes back to when he was governor of Mexico State, and the company was awarded several lucrative contracts. The company was also part of a consortium, awarded a multi-billion-dollar contract to build a high-speed railroad in Mexico. As a result of the story about this potential conflict of interest, Peña Nieto canceled the train contract and announced several reform measures, including a national anti-corruption system and a transparency law.
In any place in the democratic world, this would have been a bigger scandal that would have caused an impeachment.
In the months following the Casablanca investigation, Carmen Aristegui was fired from her popular radio show, and her investigative reporters were shown the door as well. The media company, MVS, claimed they misused the station's brand, but supporters say it was retaliation.
It's true that we all lost our jobs, but we gained other things. I think as a team of journalists, everyone that left there, we became very strong in our own convictions.
I think none of my colleagues regret it. It was important to know and important that people know.
It wasn't the first time the station fired Aristegui. In 2011, she was briefly booted over comments she made about President Felipe Calderón. But a public outcry led to her reinstatement days later. In the aftermath, she established the Aristegui Noticias website to ensure a platform for her stories.
There were a lot of people who protested in the streets, presenting resources for protection in Mexican courts. This response from the public wasn't just refreshing and very endearing, but it's a shield for us.
Now, the whole team works for the website, which has 6 million Twitter followers. And Aristegui also continues to anchor a program on CNN en Español. Mexico's first couple sparked another Aristegui Noticias investigation about the fast-tracked marriage annulment the Catholic Church granted to Ms. Rivera, so the Mexican actress could marry Peña Nieto quickly. The church in Mexico concluded the priest who performed Ms. Rivera's first marriage ceremony did so incorrectly and fired him, paving the way for a speedy annulment. But the Aristegui Noticias investigation found records proving the priest did nothing wrong and the marriage was legitimate. The Vatican called the annulment a crass simulation of justice. Aristegui Noticias also exposed the government's role in the execution of a group of demonstrators in Apatzingan, Mexico. The multimedia report found that federal police killed at least 16 unarmed civilians while trying to break up the demonstration. Official reports claim they died in crossfire.
We have very graphic images. For example, a family that died hugging and was left there, all of them killed. That snapshot tells you those people were completely defenseless.
The team discovered another major case of corruption involving a convicted money launderer for a drug cartel. The team confirmed the ex-con was able to land multi-million-dollar government contracts to reduce hunger in Mexico. But the money really went to shell companies. The team also discovered the man was linked to a group financing Enrique Peña Nieto's presidential campaign. No official investigation was ever opened. Aristegui Noticias continues to dig deep, even though Mexico is one of the most dangerous countries for journalists. Since 2000, more than 100 Mexican journalists have been killed or have disappeared. Although Aristegui and her team have not been threatened with violence, they have been the target of surveillance and defamation campaigns, and the website frequently deals with cyber attacks. Still, the group perseveres. Carmen Aristegui and her team will not be deterred from uncovering the truth and seeking justice.
Our love for what we do carries us, along with the enthusiasm and the adrenaline. Journalists live journalism like it's our life.